You know, ever since I was about 5 years old, I knew what a Mario was. I'm now 22 years old, and I'd like to say I've played every single Mario game. Well, not Luigi's Time Machine or Mario Teaches Typing, but at least all the games that matter. Well, honestly, there is still one Mario game I haven't played. One mainline 2D Mario game. But that changes today. Today, I'm gonna finally play, and also beat, Super Mario Land. So before I start with that, I want to bring some attention to Mario Sunshine for a quick second. That game is known as either a Mario fan's favorite, or their most hated game, and no other 3D Mario game can that be applied to. Now on the mainline 2D side of things, you do have your new Super Mario Bros. Haters, which can also be somewhat justifiable depending on what title you were talking about from that series. But outside of that sub-series, we just have Super Mario Land. Just like the other games I mentioned, it has its defenders, but from what I gathered, Super Mario Land 2 is far superior. I played Super Mario Land 2 myself, and I honestly love it. But I am going into Super Mario Land with a somewhat negative view, but I'll try my best to stay open-minded about this game. Well, yeah, that's a title screen if I've ever seen one. So right when you press start, your ears are just blessed with this game's music of 1-1. It's a very upbeat and catchy tune. Also, the first level is set in a desert, which, to this day, I don't think has been done by any other Mario game. I will say, I'm not the biggest fan of the sprite work, but the art style being close to Mario Bros. 1 on the NES is charming in itself. And I bet this game was crazy when it first came out. I mean, this is the first 2D Mario platformer. But anyway, Koopas fucking explode in this game. And instead of the Fire Flower, you have Super Balls. Yeah, this is all shown to you just in 1-1, pretty much at the start of the level as well. That alone should tell you that this is going to be a pretty different experience compared to your average Mario game. The desert theming for 1-1 was, I guess, a bit of a red flag for that. Also, I'm not sure what these bug things are supposed to be, and why is the star theme the can-can? 1-2 is a level with a lot more jumping and a lot more Koopas. And, not gonna lie, this is like the only Mario game where I actually feel like I need to be somewhat cautious while approaching the Koopas. Also, for whatever reason, the death sounds that some of the enemies make in this game are just really funny to me. Overall, not a bad level, but I did notice, just like Mario Bros. 1 on the NES, the jump physics just don't quite feel right, but luckily, it doesn't bother me too much. Also, the music does not change until 1-3. Honestly, 1-3's theme is gonna make me bust. Also, is it just me, or does the pyramid theme feel far more unique than pretty much anything New Super Mario Bros. Has done pyramid-wise? I also like the Piranha Plant's design here. The tiles falling from the sky and the Phoenix enemies are a nice touch, even if the boss is just like a Bowser reskin. Oh, and then Mario saves Princess Daisy. I low-key forgot this was her introduction, and considering her and Luigi are portrayed as like a couple in the future installments, it's kinda weird to see her here like this. But guess what? It turns out that Daisy was fake. So off to 2-1, and hot dog, this theme is great as well. It gives me some old Kirby vibes. I just love it. Also, what's with the dead Cheep Cheeps? This feels like someone's shitty creepypasta. Also, fire-spitting seahorses, what the frack? 2-2, much like 1-2, just reuses its previous level music, which I honestly don't mind too much. It's nice to hear the songs again. I will say, this level felt like they just put a bunch of random platforms around, and overall seems pretty uninspired, so I wasn't a fan of this one. Wait, unexpired? What? Bro, am I just making up words, or like, the fuck? You know, I wasn't expecting to be driving a submarine in 2-3. Not really a fan of the music in this stage, but blowing up the ocean is pretty fun for a change. The boss was pretty much an animal you just tortured until it screamed, so yeah, actually no, what the fuck up was that? Like, actually, like, listen to this. 3-1 reuses 1-1 and 1-2's theme. But look at these fellas, aren't they beautiful? At least when you're not fighting one of them. Like, what the hell is that? Nah, man, I'm gonna be having nightmares about these Eastern Island heads. This was also the first level that I ended up dying in. And honestly, this feels like a massive jump in difficulty. But this game also felt way too easy so far, so I don't mind the change. I just wish the difficulty flowed better. Also, riding the stone's ball sacks was pretty unexpected, but also pretty cool. 3-2 reuses the pyramid theme, but this level has a jungle aesthetic, and I'm not sure if this theme really fits for this level, but I do really like the level design. 3-2 ended up being my favorite level so far, but I will say I really started to notice some of the awkward and stiff controls by this point of the game. 3-3 uses the same theme of the last level, and this level fucking sucks. I mean, maybe it doesn't suck, but it really tests your platforming skills, which typically wouldn't be an issue for me, but like, Mario's movement fucking sucks in this game.
You know, it fucking sucks, man. You should fucking...
Also, I was not expecting this, this thing to be the boss. It's a pretty lame boss and a pretty lame level, not gonna lie. "4-1 was not at all what I was expecting, but I welcome this theme. Unsure how I feel about giving random kids brain damage, but hey, I guess that's part of the fun, right? I don't have much else to say about this level, other than it probably being my new favorite level at this point of the game. It's overall just a fun level, but oddly easy compared to the last two levels. 4-2 uses the same theme as the last level, and there appears to be some mountains in the background of this level, so I assume that's what I'm traveling on myself. But then the level goes into some underground type of vibe, and then transitions into a castle. And this level just feels like it lacks some sort of identity. There's so many clashing themes, but overall I thought this level was fun. Do me a favor and rewatch this video, and as you're rewatching this video, take a shot every time I say level.
Wow, that sounds like a good idea!
What? Get the fuck out of this, man. Stay in Plow King. Fuck off.
But you barely even do Plow King anymore.
Well, they say every plow has its story. Some are better than yours.
Oh man, fuck you!
4-3 sends Mario into the skies, shooting down birds, among other enemies. It controls and feels exactly the same to the submarine, but I don't mind that. But it does use the same theme from the last vehicle level, unfortunately, and I am not a fan of that theme. As for the sky genocide itself, it was definitely harder than Mario's attack on the ocean. But again, what's with the screaming enemies? So you defeat the boss, and then oh shit, surprise boss dude shows up. And man, does he make the game lag. But he overall wasn't too difficult. And then that's it. You save Daisy, and Mario's quest is over, and the credits roll. Yeah, that was the final boss, apparently. I mean, he was the dude on the box, and maybe I was just lucky defeating him on my first try, but he really didn't seem like a challenge at all. After hearing and seeing the ending credits, I will say, finishing this game did feel worth it. So, what's my final opinion? Well, I liked it, but I would still consider this one of the worst, if not the worst, 2D Mario game. But if the video wasn't clear enough, I obviously enjoyed the game a lot. It was short and sweet, but obviously had some bad levels, and the controls weren't the best. But I think with some changes, this would make for a really good remaster. To be fair, the game is super short, so it would probably only work if, let's say, the Switch or Switch 2 had a Mario Land 1 and 2 Deluxe, which will probably never happen. But I think these games need some more recognition, and the younger fans really need to experience both Mario Land 1 and 2. So let's not forget about these titles. Even if Mario Land 1 is rough around the edges, it's still a pretty decent game.